Hi everyone, I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are gonna do the Scorpio June Tarotscope. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right, Scorpio. Let's see, what are the messages that are wanting to come through for you for June? I feel like there's a need to break out of some sort of routine that you're in, or break out of the monotony. It's like you're sitting in this space. You're sitting in this, like, it's like the way they're showing it to me is like you're sitting underwater. Like you're sitting underwater looking up at the sun. Oh God, sorry. I need to explain this right. It's like you're sitting underwater and you're looking up at the sun. But the way that you're seeing the sun, it's like really blurry because you're sitting underwater, like you're seeing it through the lens of the water, right? And so you have the assumption that the sun is like kind of like this blurry like blob. But if you pulled yourself out of the water, like you're sitting underwater and you're looking at the sun and you're wondering why it's not warming you, but it's because you're sitting underwater, right? You're wondering why the sun looks so blurry, but it's because you're seeing it through like water and waves and stuff, right? And if you pulled yourself out of the water, you would feel the warmth of the sun. You would see the sun for what it really is. Like that's the energy that you're sitting in right now, or the energy that you're sitting in this month, or the energy that they want you to be aware of. You've been sitting in this one space or this one perspective for so long and have made assumptions about a situation or a person based on where you've been sitting. And where you've been sitting hasn't necessarily been in the most authentic vibration or in the highest vibration. And so there's a lot of assumptions that have been made. And if you can raise your energy, if you can elevate your frequency, if you can get yourself into another perspective, even like change up your routine a little bit, so you can like see a different perspective. I feel like that's going to clear your assumptions, because I feel like you might be holding on to a negative assumption, or you're assuming that something is true that is not true. It's almost like for some of you, I feel like you might be perceiving something to be like a really negative situation, when in reality, like it's a huge blessing, or it has the potential to bring a lot of blessing. Let's see. see if we can get more clarity on this. Yeah, it's like something came in recently and like stirred a bunch of stuff up. The good thing is it seemed to give you like a lot of confidence, and it gave you a lot of determination to move forward. For some of you, it's like I feel like something has come in and like stirred up a bunch of stuff. Maybe in the last 3 weeks, it could even be like something that started like in December, but something has come in and like stirred everything up, or everything has all of a sudden gotten very chaotic. And it's been good in the sense that it's like, it's kind of like amped you up, right? It's like, okay, I need to get something done. I need to move forward. I need to do this. Like, it's amped you up in a way, but I also feel like it's like you're trying to anchor yourself in what you believe to be true right now, but it's not necessarily the truth. It's the truth that you're assuming, but you're assuming this out of a lot of like pissed off and stirred up emotions. I also feel like you need to understand that you're going to get through this better than you would anticipate. I feel like whatever the situation that you're dealing with is, it's propelling you forward, even though it might seem very intense right now. You have everything you need to get through this, but this is intended to help you grow and get to a better space. You don't need to be anchoring yourself in assumptions right now. Yeah, it's like something has been stirred up. It's like you've been in this space of trusting, and you were in this space of feeling like everything was good. You were trusting, you had faith, you thought your intuition was on point, and something came in and stirred all that up. And it triggered your abandonment wounds. It triggered this like, oh my God, I'm not right. I was wrong on this. I'm moving in the wrong direction. This person is not who I thought they were, whatever it is. And it's like pissing you off. And it's a good thing in some aspect, because it's giving you the kind of like push you need to kind of like get motivated, right? But I also feel like it has triggered like a shit ton of fear. I feel like you have this assumption that you're not being supported in something or something like that. Like you're holding on to a negative assumption based on an abandonment wound, and you're trying to ground yourself in that. You're saying, I knew this was going to happen. This always happens to me. And you're trying to anchor yourself in that belief. And that's what you need to kind of steer yourself away from. And so if you could this month do whatever you can, and I would do this on a daily basis, anything you can do to raise your energy, to raise your frequency, and try to keep your frequency as high as you possibly can. The higher your frequency, the more authentic you are, and the easier it is to see the truth and see past assumptions. So you raise your energy by gratitude, by praying, by drinking water, by breathing, by focusing on it's amazing how much breathing can amplify your energy. Getting out in nature, getting rid of clutter, that is like a big thing. Get rid of clutter. Get rid of clutter in your house. Get rid of clutter in your overthinking. Get rid of even clutter in your phone, right? Exercise is good. Getting yourself out of victim mentality. That's something to raise your vibration. But do whatever you can this month to keep your energy high. And I don't mean with like just, positive affirmations, but like actually like doing things that are going to elevate your energy, like breathing, praying, taking care of yourself, like really taking care of yourself. All right, let's see how you're showing up in this energy. You're showing up as the Two of Pentacles. So it's like you have a lot going on. There's a lot that you're trying to keep up with. And the Two of Pentacles does also indicate a cycle that continues to repeat itself. What's crossing you is the Emperor. So I feel like you're struggling getting grounded this month. I feel like you're struggling with just moving forward. I feel like you're struggling to understand the purpose of all of this too. But there's definitely a lesson that needs to be learned in this. There's a lesson that you're learning in this. I kind of feel like your beliefs are being challenged right now. Your beliefs about money are being challenged. Your beliefs about stability are being challenged. Your beliefs about commitment, family are being challenged. You moved yourself away from something that was unsettling emotionally. You thought that you got rid of what was creating the cycles, but you're still finding that you're dealing with the cycles. And in some aspect, it's because you didn't really deal with the core issue of this emotional turmoil. And it's connected to your values. It's connected to what you believe about yourself, what you believe that you're worthy of, your beliefs about like the support that you get from the universe and from your guides. Yeah, it's like you've moved away from something because you perceived that this thing was creating a negative cycle for you. It was creating a lot of emotional upheaval for you. And I feel that that's correct. But it's like you're still holding on to the belief, the scarcity mindset that created this turmoil to begin with. Does that make sense? It's like you're not necessarily seeing the healing and the opportunity for growth. You're not, it's like you're not seeing that it almost makes me feel like you thought that something wasn't working. You thought that somebody wasn't supporting you. You felt that you were doing everything on your own. And I feel like in part that is true, but I also feel that you might not have like given yourself like been open enough to accept the support. It's like you ran away from something, or you disconnected yourself from something because you felt like it was creating this cycle. But I feel like it goes like deeper than that. Like there's definitely a need to like ask yourself, what is this teaching you? Be more clear about the path. Be more clear about your path forward. Sorry. Give me a little more clarity. How is Scorpio showing up in this energy this month? Yeah, it's like your beliefs about a particular relationship or a particular connection. It's not necessarily taking the entire picture into play. I also kind of feel like it's like you built something up. You put a lot of effort into building something, into to building something up, to getting something to this very stable place. Like you put a lot of effort into a particular relationship. But you felt that you and this person were on completely different pages. And so you felt that this person wasn't understanding you, or there wasn't enough depth. And so you're moving forward, right? You're saying, okay, I want more. This is not giving me emotional fulfillment, whatever. But I feel like something to keep in mind is, it's like you are approaching relationships and situations with a certain assumption and a certain belief and a certain way of doing things that completely avoids the depth that you're really wanting in your relationships. It's like you're leaving behind something because it didn't give you the emotional fulfillment, or you felt that it was the same cycle. It's like you entered into this relationship and you put all of this effort into showing this person love, hyping this person up, being this person's cheerleader, giving them like the utmost support, right? Being like the perfect person for them. And it's like you inadvertently were like feeding this person's ego. And this person's ego got out of control. And so it's like, oh, this person doesn't care about me. This person, da 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 da. But it's like everything that you gave to this person, in the way that you did, it's almost like it dismissed your own need for emotional depth. Does that make sense? It's like you stepped into the relationship giving the impression that you didn't have any needs, that you were there to just make that person happy or whatever. And it's like, and then you're not seeing that in return, and so you ran, so you pulled away. But I feel like you need to see that it goes deeper than that. And it's like you have past pains, past rejections that in some aspect there needs a healing from. And I'm not saying you're broken and you need to fix yourself, but it's almost like this pain creates this space where when you step into a relationship, you place that other person above you. You put that other person on a pedestal. Even if you don't see them in that way, you're building this person up and building this person up, but you're placing that person above you, like energetically. Like this person's needs are above my own, and then in some way I feel like you're expecting, well, that's how relationships are. I'm supposed to give what I want in return. And so you're giving all of this, expecting for that person to give you the same in return. And you're not getting that. And then you get frustrated, and then you feel that people just don't acknowledge you. People just don't care. I need to protect myself. But it's like, and I'm not trying to say that it's your fault, but it's like you gave the person the ammo. You can't understand. Like I started to wonder, like, if empaths inadvertently create narcissists. Because you're an empath is constantly wanting to make another person feel good. You know, and so that's all nice, right? You want to make people feel good, but if stepping into a relationship and making another person feel good is dismissing your own value, then you're not doing it right? You're not supposed to give another person what you want to be given in return. You're supposed to lead by example, like show love for yourself. Treat yourself how you want others to treat you, and that's when you're going to see that reciprocation. So you don't want to like, okay, I'm completely sacrificing myself for this person. I'm completely ignoring all my other responsibilities for this person. I am making this person my number one priority, and I expect them to do the same. What you're doing is when you're giving all of that party, like you're giving that person all of your money and then saying, okay, give me the money back. You can't. I'd be taking your money and running. You know what I mean? Like that's not how relationships work. Like I give you everything that I value. I deplete myself, but then I want you to give that right back to me. Like that doesn't produce growth, right? And so what this is all showing you is there is a need to go to the depths, like go deeper into what you really want in relationship and how you're approaching your relationships. Again, I'm not trying to say that you're doing anything wrong. But I do kind of feel like for some of you, it's like you're trying to ground yourself in an assumption about something that's not necessarily true. And you don't want to take this cycle with you moving forward. Because it's not, if you continue to approach every relationship in the same way, you're going to get very similar cycles. All right. Is there any other guidance as to how to approach this energy? It's almost like in relationships, it's like you don't necessarily approach it in a way that connects you and another person in growth. It's almost like you make it your role to be that other person's source of happiness. And I feel like it's important to examine like where that belief came from, so you can have better, more fulfilling relationships. All right. Have a good month. Love you.